So it was a really nice 1 minute opening range breakdown, but I didn't get that. I tried to, on this pullback, I get that, and suddenly huge squeeze come up. I got to stop that. And then I thought it was probably gonna go up. It didn't. So it came down. I went short again, and it got me stopped out again. Good morning, everybody. I hope everyone had a good morning. So it was a very, very volatile day, but it was really choppy in the first 10 minutes, but it really gave us a really good trading opportunity. So the market is gapping down and continued going down because the job market came strong. And even though if it's a good number, the unemployment is at 3.5%, expectation was at 3.7%. And the market is going down is because it means that the Feds, have more room to do the tightening, and interest rates are going to go higher, and that's why it's bad for financial markets. So even though it's good news for the economy, it's bad news for investors, because that means that, again, the cost of capital is going to go higher, the interest rates are going to go higher, and but if the job market was really bad, it means that the Fed's policy is working, and now they can start easing and slowing down on their tightening. So AMD had a different news on that. I mean, with regardless the market was gapping down, AMD after hours yesterday, and it did a pre-announcement for the earnings that we're missing the revenue. And the revenue was 6.5 billion is expectation. They were in the range of 6 billion. So that's a lot of, and they said the PC market has slowed down. So in the pre-market, it was really gapping down. And this morning, obviously, the market was also weak and continued going down. I tried to catch a short on that, and it really didn't work out. It really chopped me up 3 times on that. So it was a really nice 1 minute opening range breakdown, but I didn't get that. I tried to, on this pullback, I get that, and suddenly huge squeeze come up. I got to stop that. And then I thought it was probably gonna go up. It didn't. So it came down. I went short again, and it got me stopped out again. And I did it again, and it stopped me out again. So 3 times I did that. And even though it's very frustrating, but I don't think I did anything wrong. It was a really weak stock. Couldn't really get above the VWAP. It's just for 3 times it stopped me out. Eventually, for the 4th time I went there, I was really disappointed from this small squeezes. But eventually, the market also find the way down, and eventually I went short on it at around 63.20, and we just continued going lower all the way to 62 and below 62. So as you see, I held it for about 45 minutes or something. It came all the way to 62. 62, we saw a huge beat, which is a bearish sign. I went short, added heavy on that as well. For the break of it, we broke down as well. Brian jumped in here with me as well, and I'm still in there. So let's see if we can continue going lower as well. So that turned out to be a very nice trade, and I made actually all of those losses back on that. So that turned out to be a very nice trade on that. So we're dealing with AMD. What else was that? SQQ was also another trade. So when the market is setting up, what you can do is you can actually short the market by going long SQQ. These are in reverse or inverse ETFs. So the market was trying to sell off. So QQQ, for example, was trying to sell off. Here, if I go to 1 minute chart, QQQ broke down the pre-market low at around 9.45. I jumped in long SQQ, and we ran this all the way up to 57.50, and we came back, actually test the highs again, but really now setting up. I'm probably going to get stopped out right at the break even. The market, so if you look at the QQQ, is having the same pattern. So we really lost it in the first 9.45, really big down bounce, and it looks like it's holding this 271 level. So now as you're bouncing back. The market that might not really sell off more than this. AMD still has room to go down, even though AMD is moving with the market. But I think because it had some fundamental news on that, it has some room to continue going there. So I might actually hold on that. TQQQ was my biggest loss, unfortunately. I went, the mistake that I did, sold off, and it came back up like a doji, and I said, oh, that's awesome. I'm going to take a 1 minute opening range break up on it. I jumped in way too early on that, dropped really bad on me. I got to stop that. I really shouldn't have traded. It never really set up a 1 minute opening range break up for me. And then the sudden squeeze happened that we saw in AMD. I said, okay, this is a long. I'm going to do a 1 minute opening range break up. Stop me out again, came back up. Fuck, I just jumped back again. I got to stop that. So that was my biggest really loss on TQQ. So almost 10 grand lost it on that in these 3 trades, and I'm taking big size on TQQ. But AMD and SQQ really made that for me back, and happy to close the day green, even though in the first 15 minutes it was really, really, really bad. All right, as one, yeah. That's it for me, Brian. Before going in to there, so we have 32 people sign up for the workshop on Fort Lauderdale. That's awesome. To be honest with you, we were thinking, Norm specifically, he was really bearish. He was saying that, we get maximum 10, 15 people. But I was more bullish. I was saying that people really support every event that we're doing. So if you really, can make it to Fort Lauderdale, we have also a very discounted room from Westin, which is like $150 a night, and it's Westin. Westin is a really good hotel. So we are a bunch of us are going there. So I'm gonna be there. Brian, Peter, Michael, Jared, Susan, and Thor. We're gonna all do live trading. So we bring all of our trading stations, and after the lunch, we're gonna have a couple of webinars as well. Unfortunately, Ed cannot make it in that date, and Ardi also can't make it. So hopefully we'll do that, and that's the schedule here. The price is $300, including lunch and everything. So we think it's a reasonable price. The cost of this venue was really a lot for us. So almost lunch and Wi-Fi and the room was almost 10 grand. So really, I'm losing money on the events. To be honest with you, everyone's flying and getting hotel and everyone. But it's good to have this as part of the community building. So I see that some sort of a community building practice. So really, not the point is not to make any money out of this event. If you can break even on that event, that would be really amazing. Yeah, so 32 people so far sign up. So looking forward to see as many of you guys, and all the information is in there. And again, we have a discounted hotel as well for the people who are coming out of the States or out of the city. We have a discounted price for the hotel. As you sign up, you get the email. So Brian, over to you.
Yeah, no, my regretting trade was this CVS trade at the open. I was looking at it. It was really setting up as a good rising devil trade. It was gapping down. It wasn't just gapping down on the market. It also gapped down on some news. So it was typical setup for a rising devil, gapping down below the VWAP, looking weak going into the open, down on actual news. There was some news I didn't really understand. It had something to do with loss of opportunity or something. Anyway, it did pop up. It actually popped up a lot more than I really anticipated. So I took it short at 92.60, and then I got stopped out at 92.80 because it just looked like it was going to actually go up. But but it actually did exactly what a rising devil does, popped up and then started to sell off. So anyway, when it started to break down again at around 92, I shorted it again and then covered it when it dropped 91.50. And yeah, unfortunately, that could have been a lot better trade, but I just didn't trade it well. So other than that, you covered AMD trade, and yeah, that was had an okay day. Could have been better.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Yeah, excellent. So I mean, that was a very volatile day. Who knows what's going to happen to the market? To be honest with you, it doesn't seem that we have any light at the end of the tunnel so far. I mean, everyone is expecting more pain to come. Really, all depends into the inflation. And inflation, they're looking at 2% year over year. So if the inflation really peaked in summer, we're going to have wait until the next summer to get to the 2%. The inflation might be elevated for another year or so. But the question is, that's why a lot of people say the Feds are looking at the very lagging indicator. You're breaking down something before, really see the effect. And obviously oil is an issue. We have the chaos in Europe. So they say a lot of there's a bubble in China. So the world is also kind of unstable right now. All right, thank you so much, guys. Have a good Friday. Monday is Thanksgiving in Canada. I know it's a little bit early for Thanksgiving. So Canadians are probably having a holiday, but the market is open. We're going to come and trade, and I'll see how it goes. Have a good evening, everybody. Ciao.